Hey guys, welcome back to my monthly babble. I'm like bouncing. I don't know why I have so much energy right now. I don't know what's happening. All right, where do I begin? Well, January's over now. I think it's been the longest January that any of us have ever lived through. I don't know why, but it seemed like 3 months long. Pretty sure everyone else feels this way. I don't know what happened. Are we in some weird time warp? I don't know. I'm just glad it's over. That was painful. I'm actually smart this time, and I actually wrote down everything that happened in January so I can tell you. What was that voice? All right, 2018. New year. Welcome to 2018. It's really weird that it's 2018. I mean, it's not, but it is. I am in a weird mood today. And every year is like, oh, new year, new me, and like new energy, but I really feel like there's a hair on my nose. That's what I feel like. I really feel like this 2018 has a new energy. Like, I feel changed as a human. What does that mean? I don't know. Why am I in such a weird mood? It's just so much has happened within this one really long month that I don't know, I just feel different. Thank you, email, for coming in while I'm talking. I feel like I'm coming off as so distracted right now. Just center, rebalance. Okay. I just feel like I have been reborn. I don't know how to word this without sounding stupid. It just, there's so much that's changed. I mean, not huge changes, just little things in my life, but I feel like I just know more and I can achieve anything. I'll just get into the stuff because this is making no sense. Now, one of the bigger things that happened this month happened in the beginning of the month, and it was that I cleaned my entire room. Now, you will have seen this if you watched my previous video, the room tour video. You can go find that down below. It's somewhere. You can go watch it after this one. I explained a little bit how it happened in the beginning of that video. Basically, my brother found this book called Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. And she uses the KonMari method to clean, and it is like foolproof. It's incredible. I won't go into the whole explanation because I kind of told you in the other video, but basically you keep things that bring you joy and get rid of everything that doesn't, and then she gives you ways to organize everything that you have left over and put back in the right places. And my room is just, it's so neat. It's really weird because my room's never this organized. But it's not just the fact that you're cleaning the room, it kind of takes you through this like emotional journey, because when you get to the last part, it's like sentimental items that you've held on to for years. It's kind of difficult to get rid of that stuff, but you realize you don't really need it anymore. And half the stuff, well, more than half the stuff I had, I didn't need. And it just kind of lightens you, I guess. I don't know, like physically and mentally, to know that none of this stuff is in your room anymore. Like everything in my room right now is everything I need, and there's nothing I don't need. And it's a nice feeling. And they always say when you have a cluttered room, like your mind just feels cluttered, and that's totally true for me. So to go through that whole process and have a clean room really started the year off on a good foot for me. Again, if you want to see any more about that, you can go watch my room tour video. Don't know why I'm pointing off screen. Down there, you can go see it. So the next kind of big thing is less of a physical transformation and more of a mental transformation. I don't really know how to describe this. Basically, I found, well, I have 2 books here, but this one, Ask and It Is Given. This literally has changed my life. It's changed everything about the way I think, the way I do things, the way I see situations, the way I see people, the way I see myself. I don't know how to put this into words. I'm gonna have to make a separate video on this because I could go on about this for so long. I always heard about stuff like law of attraction and all that, and like karma and stuff, and I understood to an extent what it meant, kind of like what you give out into the world is what you get back. I mean, that is the basis of what they talk about in this book, but there is so much more. And the thing is, when you read these books, it's like, this should just be common sense. We should just know this stuff. It's very simple concepts, but we've just forgotten it in the world we live in. And I came upon this book in the like most odd way. I was watching a YouTube video of someone who cleaned their room with the KonMari method and all that, because I was just fascinated to see other people's clean rooms, and I'm a little nosy. And then one girl was going through, I don't even know, books she kept or something, and she's like, this is like my Bible and I love this book. And I was like, oh, okay, I mean, whatever, sure, it's a book, your Bible, whatever, it's a bit extreme. So I kind of went on Amazon, looked at reviews and what it was about. I'm like, okay, sounds pretty cool. Ordered it, read it in about 2 days. I mean, it's not that big of a book, but I haven't read a book that fast in years, and I just became obsessed with this. I love this book. I understand now why she calls it her Bible. And then I also got another one to follow along with it, which is the Law of Attraction, which just kind of adds on to this. It might sound very odd to you if you're a very logical, down-to-earth person, because this requires you to like go beyond. You know when you meditate, I don't know if everyone meditates, I'm just assuming, and you kind of go into this state of where you're not in like your physical body anymore, like you feel like you've expanded and you're more. I'm gonna sound crazy, aren't I? Okay, so any thought that you think has manifested itself in some way in your life. If you want to listen to a certain radio station, you're gonna tune to that specific station so you hear that station. Because if you tune to another one, you're gonna get a different radio station. It's like the same thing with yourself. So you have this physical body that you're in, and then you have an inner being, which is what, your soul, whatever you wanna call it, that has everything that you want in your life. That is what they represent. And you can have everything you dream of, but let's say it's over here and you're tuned over here. To get what you want, you can't be tuned to this station, you have to be tuned to that station. People don't realize that they can get everything they want because they're just not tuned to it and they don't see it, so they think it doesn't work. If you really take in what these books are saying and realize that the way we're living life isn't as fulfilling as it could be, it changes everything. That probably made about 0 sense, and you probably think I'm now insane. I'm not insane, trust me. I'm gonna have to make a video on this. It is basically the concept that if you put good thoughts out and you keep thinking good thoughts, you're just gonna get good back. It is the law of attraction, it's karma, it's all that. It's just, it goes into much further detail to help us understand the power that we actually have. Oh yeah, the next thing that happened in January, this is gonna sound even weirder. All right, let me start from the beginning to explain this. So we have 3 cats. 2 of them kind of hang out in the basement a lot. It's kind of their area, and it's carpeted, right? It's a finished basement. So the carpet can kind of smell, you know, they're cats and they have their litter boxes down there. So what we do is we take Fresh Step. I don't know if you guys know what Fresh Step is. It's like a box of powder. You sprinkle it on the carpet, let it sit and vacuum it, and it makes the basement smell nice instead of like cat litter. So we were all cleaning out the basement one day, and I took over the duty of sprinkling on the carpet fresh. And I sprinkled on way too much, basically to the point where I couldn't inhale. Like, I felt like I couldn't breathe. We all had like handkerchiefs on and stuff in the basement, and I was just like, I was gasping for air and I felt like I couldn't breathe, so I just had to leave. It was a bad situation. I should not be trusted with that stuff. And what I thought happened at that time was I had asthma like 10 years ago at this point. Like, I had asthma when I was really young before I moved to this house now, and I was like, oh my god, this like brought my asthma back. Like, great, now I have asthma again. It's not what happened at all. So for about 2 weeks after that incident, I was really like deep breathing constantly and just like like, well, not gasping for air, but just like I would do like a, and I felt like I couldn't get enough air in, and it was the most frustrating feeling. And one morning in a snowstorm, I was so aggravated at this and I felt like I couldn't breathe so badly that my parents took me to the ER. I mean, it's not a full-on ER, it's like emergency services. I don't know how to explain it. It's like an ER, but not. What? They checked my vitals and they checked everything. Everything was completely normal. My only symptom was the feeling of shortness of breath, and the doctor was just like, I don't really know what it is. I can't test for everything here, so we're just gonna send you home. And I was like, great, I'm not be able to breathe again. Cool, like sick. There was no point driving out in a snowstorm for that. I didn't know what to do anymore, so I went to my doctor, and while I was there, she's like, yeah, maybe it's the asthma that kicked up again because of the stuff you put in the floor. It could have gotten your lungs, whatever. So while I was at the appointment, she put me on a nebulizer, which I haven't experienced in years. If you haven't had asthma, you have no idea what that is. It's basically you are breathing in medicine. It's kind of like vaping, isn't it? I just realized that. Yeah, okay. Basically, I did that, and I didn't like feel, I think it was the placebo effect. Like, I thought I was gonna feel better, so I thought I was better, but it really didn't do anything. And she gave me an inhaler to use at home, and I used that for about 2 days, and I realized it wasn't doing anything. So as you do when you have a condition you don't know what it is and the doctors don't really know what it is, you go on Google and Google your condition. That was one of the worst ideas. I was looking at everything. I could have had lung cancer, I could have had bronchitis, I could have had vocal cord dysfunction. There were so many things that I thought I had, when really it was just anxiety. That's all it was. Because I think I went to her a second time after the inhaler wasn't working, and then she started asking me, well, do you start like getting worried or panicking when you feel like you can't breathe? And I'm like, yes, because I feel like I can't breathe. And she basically said what triggered it was 2 weeks ago when we put that stuff on, well, when I put that stuff on the carpet, and it gave me that sensation of not being able to breathe, and I was having very labored breathing then. That stuck with me because I was worried that I wouldn't be able to get a full breath. It was basically like my brain was stuck in panic mode the whole time. Like, everyone else had that problem at that moment, but then a couple hours later they're fine. My body was like, nope, you're gonna panic for 2 weeks. So that was cool. And all I had to do was just focus on like deep breathing and retraining my breathing again, because I knew that even though I wasn't like feeling like I was getting enough oxygen to full breath, I had plenty of oxygen, my oxygen levels were normal. It's just that I had to retrain myself to breathe. What else happened? I got new glasses. That's just not as exciting as everything else. They really don't look any different, do they? No, they really probably don't. I mean, they're a little bit bigger of a frame in these things. What's the name for these? I've worn glasses for so long, I don't know what these are called, whatever. These are now black instead of being a black and white print, which I really wanted. I just wanted all black glasses, so that's good. I think I've covered everything in January. It's been a very weird month, but like in a good way. I don't know. I really hope this video is coherent, honestly. I don't know what I filmed today. And what I've decided to do is, instead of lip syncing at the end of every video, because that's kind of awkward, I'm just gonna leave a Spotify playlist of what I've been listening to during the month if you want to check that out. And I have less chances of getting copyrighted that way, so win-win. And don't forget to let me know how your month was. How was your January? Was it just as weird as mine? Was it as eventful? More eventful? I don't know. Let me know. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and I will see you with a new video on Friday. Bye.